Tony Menendez, when faced with an ethical dilemma at Halliburton, followed the advice of IMA's Statement of Ethical Professional Practice very well. The statement says, "Members of IMA shall behave ethically." In 2005, Menendez was asked to approve a bill and hold sale at Halliburton. Instead of unethically approving the bill and hold sale, Menendez extensively researched revenue recognition rules. The statement advises principles of honesty, fairness, objectivity, and responsibility. Menendez knew the transaction was wrong, but he exercised fairness and objectivity by researching SAB 101, Halliburton's own revenue recognition rules, internal memos from his predecessor, and GAAP training materials, just to be sure. When it was confirmed that the sales were inappropriate, he exercised honesty by not approving the sale, and responsibility by spending the next 9 years trying to correct the fraudulent practice. The statement says members should not ignore unethical issues, but should actively seek resolutions. Instead of ignoring the sales, or even simply refusing to approve the sale, Menendez worked hard to try to correct the improper revenue recognition. The statement advises members to discuss the issue with an immediate supervisor. Menendez went to his supervisor, Mark McCollum, and shared his findings. McCollum and 2 other accounting executives agreed with his conclusion. However, they wouldn't do anything about it until eventually they decided the revenue recognition was fine and they did not make any changes. The statement says all information should be kept confidential. Menendez tried to correct the errors internally first. It wasn't until that didn't work that he filed a complaint with the SEC. Early the next year, he alerted the audit committee about the problem. Days later, his boss McCollum betrayed whistleblower confidentiality and released Menendez's name in an email to Halliburton executives regarding the SEC complaint. The statement advises members to consider disassociating from the organization if resolution efforts are not successful. Things got worse when the SEC decided not to investigate, and an internal investigation of Halliburton said the company had done nothing wrong. Menendez left Halliburton in 2006 after trying to correct the fraudulent practices internally. The statement advises members to consult with their attorney if necessary. Menendez brought a whistleblower claim under the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, but in 2008, an administrative law judge ruled that Halliburton hadn't retaliated against Menendez. Menendez appealed the case, and 3 years later, the Administrative Review Board overturned the original ruling, and 4 years after that, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled Halliburton had retaliated against Menendez for blowing the whistle. The statement says professional duties should be performed in accordance with relevant laws, regulations, and technical standards. Menendez followed all the laws and regulations and eventually won. Under the standard of integrity, the statement says members should contribute to a positive ethical culture and place integrity of the profession above personal interests. Menendez was willing to leave his job and fight a 9-year battle at his own expense to maintain the integrity of the profession. Tony Menendez is an excellent example of following the advice of IMA's Statement of Ethical Professional Practice.